The Wellness Show, episode number 326.
Welcome to The Wellness Show, a podcast on health and wealth. I'm your host, Tyhson Banighen, the founder of the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy. Join me as we get the latest insight, tips, and strategies from wellness providers, coaches, and successful heart-centered entrepreneurs, and much, much more.
So what I was talking about this morning was how exciting it is, or how interesting it is that one virus, one form of consciousness called COVID-19 has the whole attention of the planet, and everybody's paying attention. So this one little living entity has everybody focused on it. And, what would be the message if COVID-19 could talk? And what would be its communication? So somebody sent me an email this morning, and it's from one person's point of view, and I thought I would start with that. So what is the message from a virus if it could talk to us right now? So here's a letter from COVID-19 to humans. This is written by Christine Flint. Stop, just stop. It's no longer a request, it is a mandate. We will help you. We will bring you the supersonic high-speed merry-go-round to a halt. We'll stop all the planes, the trains, the schools, the malls, the meetings, the frenetic, hurried rush of illusions and obligations that keep you from hearing our single and shared beating heart. The way we breathe together in unison, our obligation to each other. It has always been, even though you have forgotten, we will interrupt this broadcast, the endless cacophony broadcasts of divisions and distractions, to bring you this long breaking news. We are not well. None of us, all of us are suffering. Last year, the firestorms that scorched the lungs of the earth did not give you pause, nor the typhoons in Africa, China, and Japan, nor the fevered climate in Japan and India. You have not been listening. It's hard to listen when you're so busy all the time, hustling to uphold the comforts and conveniences that scaffold your lives. But the foundation is giving away, buckling under the weight of your needs and desires. We will help you. We will bring the firestorms to your body. We will bring the fever to your body. We will bring you the burning, searing, and flooding to your lungs, that you may hear, we are not well. Despite what you might think or feel, you are not the enemy. We are the messenger. We are the ally. We are a balancing force, and we are asking you to stop, to be still, and to listen, to move beyond your individual concerns and consider the concerns of all, to be with your ignorance, to find your humility, to relinquish your thinking minds and travel deep into the minds of the heart, to look up into the sky, streaked with fewer planes, and see it, to notice its condition, clear, smoky, foggy, raining. How much do you need it to be healthy so that you may also be healthy? To look at a tree and see it, to notice its condition. How does its health contribute to the health of the sky, to the air you need to be healthy? To visit a river and see it, to notice its conditions, clean, clear, murky, polluted. How much do you need to be healthy so that you may also be healthy? How much do you need the river to be healthy in order for you to be healthy? How does its health contribute to the health of the tree? It contributes to the health of the sky so that you may be healthy. Many are afraid now. Do not demonize your fears, and also do not let it rule you. Instead, let it speak to you in your stillness.
And that's what the virus says to us.
Listen for its wisdom.
Right. Beautiful.
What might it be telling you about what it is at work, at issue, at risk, beyond the threats of personal inconvenience and illness? As the health of a tree, a river, the sky tells you about the quality of your own health, what might the quality of your health tell you about the health of the rivers, the trees, the skies, and all of us who share this planet with you? Stop. Notice if you are resisting. Notice what you are resisting. Ask why. Stop. Just stop. Be still. Listen. Ask us what we might teach you about illness and healing. about what might be required so that all of you may be well. We will help you if you listen. So yeah, we're all one. I mean, we're part of the morphogenic field. When one is sick, we're all sick. When one is free, we're all free. There's no separation. So it's important that we understand as humanity for the first time, we have one little virus. This is teaching us a lesson that we won't learn any other way, to stay still and go into our hearts and calm down and stop running around on this planet and being crazy like, and doing what we're doing, thinking that we're actually getting ahead by destroying the planet, by disconnecting from ourselves, our families, and being so busy we can't even remember our own names at times. So we're fortunate to have this opportunity to be still and go inward and go into our hearts and pause and think and play and go for walks and teach our children and learn how to deal with our own fear and how to stay healthy. And what sort of things can we do to drink healthy water, and what can we do to bless our water, and what can we do to bless our food and bless our families, and how can we help our neighbors, and how can we strengthen our community, and how can we sort out what's false news and proper news? How do we get guidance, and how do we get clear about what's the truth of this for us, right? We're left with our own knowingness about what we need to sort out. We were inundated with every story you can imagine about who's doing what to whom, or who's using this virus, or who isn't doing this virus, or who's behind it, or it was, who's, it's just like there's story after story after story after story. And that's really why we want to do the workshop on Friday, is to really help you get clear about what's truth for you, not what's true for me or for Laura. What's true for you? What's true for you and your family? What do you need to do? How do you know what's important for you? How do you know that the food in the store that you're about to buy is the right food for you now? Maybe it's not the right food for you, but it's right for the next person. How do you know whether it's safe to go outside? When is the best time to go shopping? When is the best time to rest? Which are the vitamins that you should take that you have? All of these questions are really, really easy to know and to learn about when you know how to dowse or do muscle testing or body sway. It helps you sort through this endless information that's coming at you. Is this information I'm hearing on the TV? Is it important to me? Yes or no? Is this information or this message important or not important? How can I calm myself down? What sort of clearing can I do? What sort of prayer should I use over my water? On and on. And Laura, I'm sure you could add to all the different questions that we're asking in our daily life.
Honestly, those are the questions that I do ask. My sister and I both ask, and we hear. So, but you can also body sway back and forth. But we do ask, should we go out? Is this now a good time to take the dogs for a walk? Should we be taking this vitamin or this remedy? And honestly, really sitting down every day, her and I talking and making a commitment to one another, because we're in a very small home and paper thin walls. And we make it a point every day that, okay, today is going to be a good day. We're all going to work together. This is what we're going to do. We're very respectful of each other's space. It's very important when looking at a month for the people here in Wisconsin. We've been said that we can't leave now until the 24th of April, which is a month which is not at all an issue. We just want to make sure that our whole living space is copacetic as we go through this, and that we're all doing this together. So I really encourage each and every one of you to sit down with your family members or the people that you're living with every single day and start out with just a really good intention of what's our day going to be like? How are we going to, how do we see the day going forward? If someone gets scared to, my sister and I both have been crying on and off, and we just hug each other, and we're very compassionate and in explaining our feelings to one another. Lots of different changes are going on right now. They all come up in different ways, whether in dreams, whether in emotions, like my sister and I. But we also want to be respectful of one another and not yell and scream at each other at this time, because that too could happen.
Right. So yeah, we want to bring it back to why we're doing this workshop on dowsing and energy healing for COVID-19 on Friday at 9 p.m. Pacific time. It'll be a 2-hour workshop, and to give you the basics of what sort of questions you can ask and why it's important for you to ask them, and how you can rely on the answers to get you through this period with the COVID-19 in a very safe way for you and your family. So some of the questions that we're saying about, we'll be talking about how to bless water. We're talking about the water cure. We're going to be talking about prayers. We're going to talk about the deep clearing protocol, how to stay out of fear, how to determine which vitamins to take, all sorts of different things that we'll be doing. And if we have time, we'll actually run some energies at the end of the show, which you can use to make available in your home to create a quiet atmosphere and bring tranquility. So the more people that we can get to do this, and the more we can spread the word, you will be literally the energetic light stations. If you're the one that's broadcasting this calm and tranquility in your house, then you really are helping your neighborhood. As we talked many, many times ago, when you do this work, you're doing it for multiple souls, both on this plane and in other dimensions. So never doubt that the time you spend in clearing yourself, doing the deep clearing protocol, and being conscious or meditating or praying, it has a massive effect, far more than most people understand. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of people. So we want you to be the broadcasting lighthouse in your community to help stabilize the energy. One person in one neighborhood who is centered can literally change the vibration of their neighborhood. You would be the dominant energy, the dominant frequency, and everybody around you can calm down and train to your energy. So that's what we'd like to teach you, how to be the pillar of light in the midst of this storm. And as the virus said, these are the lessons that we'd like you, humanity, to learn. So let's learn them. The sooner we can learn them, the more humane the world is and the more peaceful world that we're going to inherit as a result as we come through the other side. So this morning after I did my meditation, I set up my radionics machine, and a radionics machine is just a way of having an intention and broadcasting that intention out. And my intention for this COVID-19 virus was that in my I am presence, I transmute the COVID-19 virus from non-beneficial to 100% beneficial for the evolution of consciousness on planet Earth. And I ask this energy to be broadcast 24/7, 365 to all life forms on planet Earth. At the same time, I'm also broadcasting the deep clearing protocol 24/7, 365 at maximum intensity to all clients, past, present, and future. Okay. So if you've had any contact with me whatsoever, and Laura, you could add all of the people that you've worked with, past, present, and future, that will be broadcasting this energy 365, 24, every day, every hour, it will be broadcasting out there as a frequency to help with this transformation. Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I've done. And we do it with little sticky notes on here. This is what it looks like. A broadcast is, this on this side is the intention, and we're broadcasting it to this over here. So it's like a send and receive. It's like a direct telephone. But the beautiful thing about this is what we said, we're all connected through the morphogenic field. So we have attention over here, we can broadcast it to everybody on the planet, or we can talk to the virus everywhere on the planet. And we all have this ability. There's nothing super fantastic about it. It's just that there's scientific evidence that this can happen. And we know that consciousness will change a living entity, right? So why not do it? Why don't you and I and you and everybody else who has this intention, why not broadcast it? Let's bring about the change. Let's listen to this virus. I love what she said, because it makes so much sense, because that's what I've felt all the way along, is this virus really has a message for humanity. And it's actually a benevolent energy. So thank you, Christine Flint, wherever you live, for being the voice of the virus and helping us understand it on a deeper level.
Better, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So I want to just put it out there that if you go to my page, Laura Kuhl on Facebook, that I have posted the Dowsing and Energy Healing Friday class, that the link to go right to the Academy. The cost is $44. It's 2 hours. And again, all the things that Tyhson is going to teach us that day will be amazing in that day, right? There's a lot. So you can go on there and go in, follow my link, and it's $44. We already have few people signed up. Yep, Ty?
Yeah, we have 2 people signed up, and what happens is when you signed up, I get a message in my email, and I send you the unique link to the Zoom link for the workshop. So we ask that you don't share that link. Just to let you know, for every broadcast that we're doing right now, an hour, there's an hour and a half of work behind the scenes. It's costing about $60 to $100 per show. So it's getting pretty expensive to do all this. So we want to respect the fact that doing this and helping everybody isn't cheap. So and it's not that I regret this or anything, but I am getting a huge backlog by trying to do all the processing, and I've hired somebody to do all these shows. We want to get them out through the network. If you've missed a show in this series, this will be our 2nd week. You can go back and watch the shows. They're all going to be all uploaded onto the Academy YouTube channel. And by the way, when you're there, and you could just Google on YouTube the Extraordinary Healing Arts, just put that in, and you'll find the channel. When you're there, please subscribe to the channel and click the little wheel so that you will be notified of every new show. That will help us. And when we get to 1,000 people, it means that we could also receive marketing. So we'll actually get some financial benefit coming back. We also have a way for you to contribute for helping us pay for the show. And we'll get to that to you in the future. It's all set up where if you donate at certain levels, you get certain benefits. And I don't have the link available right now, but we'll reactivate that. So we'd really love for you to contribute so we can get this message out further. So because like I said, it's getting much more expensive. So this will be a series that you'll be able to find under COVID-19 on the YouTube channel, that all of these are collected. And then also upcoming on Thursday, we're going to be doing the water cure, right? With
Yes.
Yeah. So Laura, want to talk a little bit about the water cure?
Karie, a very interesting man, came in on Monday morning with Tyhson and I. And if you missed the show, he discussed about water and how it can cure just about anything, is what I think he was saying, right? But
yeah. Actual fact, I have a little list here. So maybe this is different approach, but similar to the water cure. So I just pulled this off my fridge because I have it on my fridge to remind me. So this is I'm just going to go over this. This is a warm water therapy. This is from Dr. D. Mensah, M-E-N-S-A-H. A-S, his last name is Asare, A-S-A-R-E. That the main benefits of warm water are numerous. A group of Japanese doctors confirmed that warm water is 100% effective in resolving some health problems, including. So I'm just going to do something here that I haven't done for a while. I'm just going to check I'm going to use a pendulum on a scale of 100 and see what the accuracy of these statements are. And this is what we're going to be teaching you on the course, is what I'm about to do or say, how accurate is it, right? On a scale of 0 to 100, with 100 being totally accurate. Okay, so it's not totally accurate, so you need to take this with a grain of salt, which you should have the grain of Himalayan salt in the water anyway, so take it with a grain of salt. There's a little joke for you, and it is about let me just see, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83. So it's about 83% correct, which for me is pretty good. So, but you still need to be aware. So
Yeah.
it's saying that this will work from it. So I won't give you the whole list of things it's doing. We're going to talk about. So what is this? Take warm water. This is water at body temperature, right? Not too hot, not too cold. Don't get caught up in it. If it's too hot to drink, it's too hot for your body. Okay.
Right.
So take it down, mix it with warm water till you can just, it's easy to drink. So drink 4 glasses of warm water, which is not that different. Probably it's similar to what you're going to be learning from Karie. Not above 100 degrees centigrade temperature on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, and eat nothing until an hour later, which for me is difficult because I want to have my coffee and I want to do this and I want to do that. You may not be able to make 4 glasses in the beginning, but slowly you will. The warm water therapy will resolve these health issues with reasonable results. Diabetes in 30 days, blood pressure in 30 days, stomach-related issues in 10 days, all types of cancer in 9 months, blockage of veins in 6 months, lack of hunger or poor appetite in 10 days, uterus and related diseases in 10 days, nose, ear, and throat problems in 10 days, women problems in 15 days, heart diseases in 30 days, heartache, migraine in 3 days, low blood pressure in 30 days, cholesterol in 4 months, epilepsy and paralysis continuously in 9 months, asthma in 4 months. No doubt, warm water on empty stomach every morning will help immensely in aiding digestion, eliminating constipation, alleviating pain, shedding excess fats, improving blood circulation, slowing down to a great measure premature aging, etc. So let's have a little sip. So as we've said before, on your container, write 995 at the bottom or 997, which is a blessing. Okay. Put your little bit of pinch of salt in your water bottle. Okay. Warm water, I mean, not cold. Don't drink cold water because it collates everything in your body. Like, you know what happens when you jump into a pool of cold water? You go, yikes, right? That's what it does inside of your body. In fact, if it's cold, you can feel it already going down your esophagus, right?
Right. And they tell us too that it takes the body energy then to warm it up, which then it doesn't hydrate us when it has to warm it up. So it's better to drink it warm already, or room temperature already, because then your body doesn't have to work overtime to warm it up, and then you get hydration right away. And that's the reason why we drink water, is for hydration.
Yes.
I mean, that's just it.
Yes, and if we don't drink water, we have inflammation. And inflammation is the root cause of most diseases and disorder. You know, when you have inflamed joints, you have arthritis, you have pain. And the tendency is that the problem is that after a while, the body doesn't even send you a message that you need to hydrate. So the figure is really, really staggering, that almost, like, I don't know what the figure is. Let's just see what it is. Let's see. Is it more than 80? Yes. Is it more than 90? Yes. So is it 91? Is it 90? So about 92% of the population on planet Earth are not hydrated correctly.
Holy macaronis.
So it's huge. It's huge. So just think, if everybody drank pure water and had clean water, which is a major issue on the planet in developing countries, but if everybody had clean water and knew how to know when they were hydrated, that we would be able to reverse many of the diseases and disorders on the planet. Okay. So the other thing that we're going to learn about is that Karie talks about blessing water. So I just brought my blessing out from the kitchen that I use for the blessing of my water, which is in big, huge pickle jars, or 1 gallons. We do the processing there. We have a rose quartz in a gallon jar. We have also an amethyst to bring the vibration of the crystals in. And this is our invocation to water, and I'll just read it out, okay? So invocation to water. I reactivate this water of life to its original divine blueprint. And as I drink, I am illuminated by the waters of light, and I declare I'm a master in all that I am. Okay, so that's the invocation to water, to bless the water. That's what we use in our household. Other things that you can do is, if you've got tap water, is, as Karie said, put it in the sunlight, and so that all of the chlorine can evaporate out of it. On the full moon, if you're into moon energy, which I think is really powerful, you can leave it out under the full moon. And it's certainly, if you have problems with, with your period as a female, that will help you get regular as well, because it'll put you back in harmony with the moon, with your moon cycle. And it will help you do the inner work. So the moon really helps to do the inner clearing. So moon water, you could even have a separate jar for that if you wanted. And down the road, I have 3 ladies who are quite amazing, and they do the blessing of the water, and then they take a gallon jar down and pour it into the lake. So they're blessing the whole lake. So, and I have other people that do water ceremony all over North America. So that's another thing you can do. You can become a water steward, and there's a group online that does that and teaches you how to do prayers. And also, if you go to Raymond Grace's site, who's a master dowser, one of my primary teachers, he has a time every year in which everybody goes out and blesses their water in their watershed, and he has prayers to do that. So be an earth steward. Let's bring about the transformation and change, because you are the water of life inside, and let's bless the waters of life outside. So let's make the inner and the outer be in harmony.
Beautiful. We have one in Madison too. I forget her name. If I can remember it, I'll post it. But I know she does water blessings all over Madison, and they've also gone up to Canada. They've gone out east and west and blessed different rivers that flow into each other. I think it's beautiful. It's just the intention alone is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we know, when one is healed, we're all healed. When one is blessed, we're all blessed. There is no separation.
What about blessing the rain?
Oh, I love the rain. Sarah and I are, I don't know what we call them, maybe rain wizards. We've learned from Ellie Drew how to bring the rain.
Who's okay? Ellie, Ellie Drew.
Yeah, Ellie Drew. She you learned from a Qigong master, and so we learned that. It's really simple, and we work with the weather. So part of the course that we'll be doing is we're going to be teaching you about clearing the planetary timelines of control. And so in this workshop that we're going to be doing on Friday, and when I taught that at the American Dowsing Society, I said, if this works, if we've done this work properly, when we come out of this workshop, it will start to rain. And when we came out of the workshop, it did rain. So rain for us has always been indicative, especially if it's followed by a rainbow of massive change and transformation we've done. So when we did our Knights Templar tour from Spain all the way through the chakra points throughout Europe and ended up at Roslin Cathedral, which is the crown chakra, many of the times it would be pouring rain in the car as we went from one place to the other. We get out of the car and it would stop raining. We do our ceremony, get back in the car, and it start pouring rain again. Rain, 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 rain. And it's just the earth cleansing and clearing after you do major transformative work, particularly at sacred sites. So water and rain, learning how to do a rain dance, learning how to do that. Ellie Drew, I love what she says. She says, okay, for example, if you're in a wedding ceremony and you see the rain clouds coming and you don't want it to rain to interfere with the wedding outside, then she said you can ask the rain to go around, or you can ask the rain to stop. But she says you must put it back the way it was as soon as that wedding is over, or that period, because you don't want to interfere with the laws of nature. You just want to make that moment important for the people, and the rain will bless you in that way. And then it carries on doing what it's doing, because it's helping, purify and heal the planet. So it needs to go on to do its work. So if you do anything to change any of the natural cycles on the planet, you need to put them back the way they were. So for example, if there's a vortex, so there's a ley line or a geopathic stress, an energy line under your house, you don't want to cut it off. You want to either have it go around the house, under the house, but you want it to be exactly the same as it was before it came to the house. Because we don't know, is that an energy line that is used by animals, so an animal track, or is it important for migrating birds as part of the geoelectrical system that they can track, fly from one place to the other as they migrate. We don't know what these energy lines, what their function is. We just know whether they're beneficial or not beneficial for humans, and we just want to work on that to change them to beneficial, but we don't want to alter the line for the rest of the life force on the planet. So we're just dipping into the other course that I love to teach, which is boots on the ground geomancy, which is how to work with earth angels and landscape angels, divas in the garden. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, I hope you're getting your seeds ready. I hope you started your seeds on your windowsill. I hope you got your seeds on top of the fridge, which is a great place of warmth for the fridge. As the compressor is running in the back of the fridge, the heat comes up. So on top of the fridge is high enough for your seeds to start. And once they've been up and you have 3 leaves, put them in the window and the light, and then go on to Google, find your frost-free date for your area. And then that's the date at which you can then plant them outside.
You can also ask the seeds to go back to their original state from the beginning of time, right?
Yeah, you can. The genetic modified seed is almost impossible to do that, because it's been so manipulated that it doesn't know how to go back to its source, because it's got 3 different sources, right? Or 2 different sources, depending on where the genetic material is from. So you can't do that with genetic seeds. You need to have open pollinated seeds that will be true every time you plant them, right? Otherwise, according to Mendelssohn, when you take a hybrid, you're going to have a quarter of the original one, a quarter of, if you bring 2 plants together, you have, when you do them again, you have 1/4 of the original A, and you have 1/4 of the original B, and you have 1/2 of the hybrid. So you're going to have a real mess in your garden. So it's best to collect open pollinated seeds. And if you Google, you'll find sources in your community that have open pollinated seed. There's seed banks everywhere. People are aware of this because Monsanto and others do not want you to keep seed. They want to have control over the seeds and who grows what, because they can make lots of money. If you keep open pollinated seeds and you know how to do that, then there's no money in it, right? And patent open pollinated seeds. So start your seeds and get them ready. This is going to be the best year ever, because there'll be very little pollution on the planet. So and don't forget, according to Anastasia, please put your saliva on the seed, right?
Yeah, that's what Oz was saying. And so how do you do that? How do you put your saliva? Do you just put them in your mouth and then?
Yeah, if you know how to gob, you can do this, right? You can gob on a piece of paper and put your seeds into that, right? And then put them on the towel. And then, one of the things that you do with seeds is you put them on a paper towel, and you put
them in your mouth, she said.
Yeah, put them in your mouth, but don't swallow them. You got to get them out, right? Then you lay them on your tissue, and then you fold the tissue over, like a paper towel, and then you have a sprayer and you keep it moist until they start to sprout. Okay, and once they start to sprout, then you plant them into your little cubes. Egg cartons are great if they're recycled cartons, because you can then cut those little cubes and you can plant them directly into the ground, right? And they will rot. So you don't have to, the plant won't go through the shock of the transplanting. Like if you pull them out and put them in that, you're putting the plant under duress. So if you got them in a little egg carton, even if you cut the egg carton with an X-Acto knife, like in an X at the bottom, it'll be enough of the force of the plant to go through as it rots. Does that make sense, Sarah? Sarah wasn't listening. Yeah, Sarah is the gardener here. I'm hoping to join her more and more.
Yay.
This summer, I want to be out in the sunshine in my garden. Okay.
And Sarah's like, thank you for the help. Yay.
Yay,
And the
right.
divas are dancing. All right. So do we have any questions out there in the chat? I see the black chat is blinking.
Yes. So Oz says you can soak the seeds in your saliva so they can grow in a way to give the nutrients you need. Don't put them in your mouth. Just soak them in a plastic bag with cotton balls or a paper towel. Just keep them moist with water and spit in it until they sprout. Oh my gosh. All right. My family thinks I'm crazy already. Let's do some more.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that the beauty of this is that why does this work? Well, because the plant wants to work with humans. This is the whole point of why we want to be sensitive. If we're blessing the water, we want to bless the plant. You know, we're eating a plant. The plant is giving its life to you. It's its way of becoming enlightened through your body. So it wants to give you the best nutrients for you, not the neighbor, for you, the one that's growing the plant. And because it wants to have the best experience in its evolution of consciousness. Like everything is in the evolution becoming enlightened from all the way from the smallest cell and the smallest life form all the way through. It's all in the path of enlightenment. It reaches a certain level, it goes to another level of creation. So that plant wants to be on the evolutionary cycle of consciousness. So it wants to give to humanity or to the person that is growing that symbiotic relationship to give it the right nutrients. So when it's ripe, you say it's a tomato, that tomato is exactly ripe at the exact time with the exact information and encoding you need for your body. Cool.
That is very cool.
That is cool. That's your tomato for you, right? Of course, I better spit on my set of tomatoes too, right? No, Sarah and I are close enough that it'll be good for both of us. But the point is, the energy adapts to the needs of the human being.
That's wonderful.
So that's another reason why it's so important to eat locally, is because local produced food, organic food, has the energy of the locale in which you live, which means it's ripe at the time in which you need to eat it. And if you're importing food from California or Timbuktu, you're eating things out of sequence.
Well, right, because our earth vibrates at certain levels wherever we are. And so if you eat from that area, you get the vibration from that area, and then your immune system increases because you get the immunity from that area. Because we all are one, just like trees and groves all are on a system and vibrating with one another, and they actually help each other. If one tree is sick, all the nutrients from the other trees will come in to support that one tree until it's healthy. Same with human beings, right, Ty? It just all in that we support one another.
And that if you bioregionalism is a watershed of watersheds. So if you think about the height of a mountain like this, and then the water runs down, into the valley below, into the watershed. That watershed has certain amount of rain, and therefore it has certain amount of sunlight, and it therefore has certain plant kingdom and animal kingdom. If you go over the edge of the mountain, it'll be a different bioregion. It'll have different energy, different plants, and different energy. So when you eat bioregionally, you're sustaining the bio cycle in your area. You are even pooing and peeing. And we need to learn how to recycle that properly instead of the way that we do it by putting it into our rivers and into our lakes. But if we were composting it properly, which we can do, we would be completing that cycle in that bioregion. We would be giving back the nutrients back to the soil in the area that we got. So the whole idea of permaculture or permanent agriculture is to complete that circle in place. As many circles as we can complete means it's a nesting of energy within energy within energy and with energy, and then it all is in harmony. Each wave of energy matches each other wave, and we have this heart resonance, this frequency of health and vitality.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, and we do that at home.
Oz says Ayurveda teaches to eat seasonally too. That's an ancient wisdom. They also say it's good to eat food from where you were born. So that makes sense. Tony and I were talking. He's from Lebanon, and he gets tahini from Lebanon, and he says it's the best. I bet it is, because he's getting that vibration from where he's from.
Yes.
I bet it really resonates with him. Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, something, definitely things to think about, and to help our local farmers right now, and farmers not only that are raising spinach right now and different kinds of greens, but also their eggs. And if you're a carnivore like myself, meat from that area.
Yeah, it should be grass-fed meat from your local area. And I really encourage you, if you're going to eat meat, you should go meet your cow and your pig that you're going to eat.
Yep.
And I want you to look in their eyes and have a relationship with them, because you're about to become one with them. When we disassociate from the things that you eat, then you're causing problems, because it means that you don't respect the life force that you're ingesting, whether it be a plant, a nut, or whether it be an animal, right?
And blessing your food is very important as well.
Right. And the whole supply chain. But I think, being almost a vegan, I do eat eggs every once in a while. I don't eat cheese anymore, and I don't drink milk, and I'm a vegetarian. I would love every carnivore to go look in the eyes of the animal they're about to eat.
I would not have a problem with that.
Right. Because to me, it's really, really important. And I don't want to get into this because it's very controversial, but I'll just say it from my point of view. A lot of the karma on this planet is due to the fact of our insensitivity to other species and using them in the way that we have, with no consciousness whatsoever. And so if you are going to eat meat, which I rather you didn't, but if you're going to, please make it grass-fed. Please know where it's being raised, and also go visit the animals to make sure they are being taken care of, and bless them. And that includes the chickens and the eggs, the poultry, and whatever it is that you're eating. I want you to know the source of that, and I want you to know that you have a relationship with that farmer. So I know where my eggs come from. I know the chickens that are doing it. And I have that relationship. I know they're not kept in a pen, and I know they're not abused, right? So these things to me are really, really important, because why? We just talked about energy cycles.
Yeah.
You sort of faded in and out there. What were you going to say?
We know the people, not only, I'm not privy to the animals, of course, like maybe you are, but we do know the people that we get our meat from, where we source it from. Conscious Carnivore in Madison. We have farmers here where I am at right now that do eggs and all different kinds of stuff. And I understand where you're coming from. I was a vegetarian for a really long time. It just doesn't match with my body. So everyone has different needs, and so I'm very open about that, but I'm very, very respectful of the animals as well.
I was a vegetarian, and I became a meat eater again. I was a vegetarian for 7 years, and then my body wanted to eat meat, and now I'm a vegetarian, and I'll be a vegetarian, and most likely almost a vegan for the rest of my life. So it's part of my contribution to consciousness. And what I've found is the higher your consciousness increases, the more you just cannot do this anymore, because you know in your heart of your heart what it means. Like I have actually was a manager or co-manager of a dairy farm, the last raw milk dairy farm in British Columbia. I know what it is to raise cows, and I know what it is that they do to cows in order to have milk production, and I don't want to be part of that anymore. I don't want another cow to be abused. I don't want another calf to be taken from a mother cow. I don't want that trauma to happen anymore on the planet. I personally will start crying if I think about it. So that's how I feel, because of the sensitivity I have. So the higher my consciousness goes, the the more sensitivity I have, and the less I can do the sorts of things that I did when I was unconscious. It's just the way it
Right.
is for me. So anyway, what else is out there? I see 12 things in the chat. Anything else there?
12 things.
Well, it says 12 in the chat, so there's 7 people. I just a little number over the chat. So
one of the Oz says sesame paste tahini is awesome. That was the only.
yeah, sesame seeds and tahini is awesome.
Yeah, I love making hummus fresh, and I've made beans and rice yesterday. The family absolutely adores my beans and rice, so it's good.
So I'm gonna unmute everybody. Everybody's allowed to talk, and so if you could sort of take turns, that would be great, and see if anybody has any questions. So if you have a question, I know Sandy, you just unmuted yourself, and Mr. Home Computer, which I think is Matthew, you've unmuted yourself. So if any one of you have a question, go for it. Anybody else, so you can also unmute yourself and ask a question as well. And if you're listening to the show and you are on Facebook, I don't know if there's any questions from Facebook, you can also phone in toll free, 1-866-369-7464. That's the number up there. And you can phone in that way and ask a question as well. And if you missed a show or want to share a show with your friends, you can always go over to the YouTube Academy, Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy, and get the link there and share it through Messenger or through email. And so your friends can listen to the show after the fact as well. And if you're on the YouTube channel, please subscribe. We're really close to 1,000. I'd like to get to 1,000 because then we can monetize it. And also don't click the little wheel that then notifies you every time there's a new wellness show. Okay, you'll come directly to your box. We'll say, hey, there's Tyson and there's Laura. And we'll say, good morning.
Every morning, it's just him and I. Good morning, good morning.
Yeah.
Although on Thursday evening, our wellness show is going to have Karie on it, the water.
The water wizard, yes.
Yeah, and he contacted me yesterday and would like people to ask questions. He said he missed a bunch of different stuff on the show that he missed. Like, I guess he's got, when you have so much information about something, sometimes you don't hit on those, on the main ones. And so I think he wants to know like what direction people want him to go. But I believe that any information about water and how to hydrate will be important.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and especially if, what did you say, 90, how many % of us are dehydrated?
Oh, I don't know, it's in the 90s. Let's just say it's in the 90s, right?
Let's just say we're all dehydrated, is what.
Yeah, let's just say that,
on the phone, yeah.
According to Karie Garnier, he said, and he has a post that I'll try and find. He said the major thing that's happening with the COVID-19 are people are dying of a heart attack. And the reason is that they don't have enough water in the system and they don't have enough minerals to have their heart stay out of trauma. So you're having a hard time breathing with the COVID-19, and if your heart doesn't have the hydration and have the minerals to fire properly, then you're going to have a heart attack. So the point here is not to scare anybody, but to say there's really simple, straightforward solutions for you to bring up your immune system in this time of COVID-19. And it's right in your house. It's the water coming out of your tap. It's the one to get you ready and get you prepared and get your bioenergy field up. If you did water and the deep clearing protocol, and the link will be in the show notes if you don't know about the deep clearing protocol, it's 64 statements to clear your bioenergy field, which really helps you stay out of fear and helps you take back your personal power and helps you know what is yours and what is somebody else's. So you get it's almost like it tunes you into different radio stations. So all of what we're being taught about false news, you can recognize it quicker. You can tell much easier who's messing with you. Not that we need to know who's messing with you because they're bad, rotten, and wrong. We just don't want to be influenced by it, right? No judgment. We just want to be safe in our skin and in our house. And the deep clearing helps us do that so that we feel safe and secure. We know what is the truth for us. And if you attend the Dowsing class, Dowsing Energy Healing for COVID-19, we'll teach you even more techniques so that you can know when to go out, how to bless your water, how to clear your house, how to know which vitamins to take, and that's all specific to you. So what's good for me and my family may not be good for you and your family. That's why you need to know how to do this for you and your loved ones, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah,
and water you need to drink.
Exactly, which will be different because of your weight and who you are and where you live and what type of water you have, right?
Right, exactly. And now there was some question, Wendy was saying, should I stop using my filtered water and just go to tap water? I said, no.
No.
Continue to use your filtered water. If the only thing that you have is tap water, great. Just let the chlorine evaporate from it, which takes an hour or so, or you can put it under the moon or in the sun, and then add to 1 gallon of water, whether it's filtered or tap or RO, however you get your water, pour it through a funnel,
Yeah.
let it spin so it gets structured, and then add 1 teaspoon of Himalayan salt, pink salt, and then swirl it around until it, and you can take a little wooden spoon and just swirl it around until it's all how do you say that?
Circussed is, in homeopathics, you take something and the more you circuss it, the more you shake it, the stronger it gets. So when you take your water and you stir it clockwise, because you're bringing in the light energy into the water, like stir it. Or like in that, I would shake it. So like literally shake it, okay? And I would shake it at least 21 times, right?
I restructure my water. I have a really neat, unique little thing that I put on my RO system, and it goes through. I said it yesterday. Anyways.
So if and I have a really good, inexpensive way to treat your water, to make it alkaline, because you want your body to be alkaline, because viruses, disease, and disorder only can live in an alkaline environment. So, I mean, in an acid environment. So when you alkalize through your water, which has more trace minerals in it as well, then the viscosity of the water and the energy of the water matches your cells, and you hydrate quicker. If you want to head over to the www.thewellnessstore.ca, you'll see that there's a Sarah water pitcher. It's really inexpensive. It's really high end. It's as good as the Kagan water filter system, which is like $3,000. This is less, I think, than $100, and you get 3 filters. If you can't afford that and you have a Brita water system, just buy the cartridges, and the cartridges fit into a Brita. You don't need to buy the new pitcher, okay? So the filters work in a Brita. I highly recommend you do that so you have alkaline water, and you're gonna get a tester so you know when it is, how alkalized it is, and when you need a new filter. Highly recommend it. And why do I like it? Because the water tastes sweet. You can actually taste the difference in the water. So Laura, do you know why we put the water through a funnel?
To restructure it.
And what does that mean?
So in nature, when you think about it, a river flowing, the water goes through over rocks and around bends, and it's very flowy. But when it goes through pipes,
Yeah, absolutely. You're right on. Keep going.
Right. And so that's structured water. That's our natural way. But when we hold them in tanks or we put them through pipes and they go through right angles,
Yeah.
then the water becomes unstructured, right? So the man who I talked to about my structure said it was be like on a busy highway at high traffic time. You know how you try and get off and it's, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go, stop and go. He says what it does is that's what it's like when your water isn't structured and your body's trying to filter through everything. It's really hard for the water, the actual H2O, to get into your cells. So what the restructuring does is it clears out the highway, and so now you only have 6 people on the enter and exit, and it just flows. So when I actually got this restructure and I put it on, because I've been drinking RO water for a long time, I put the restructure on and I started drinking water, and oh my gosh, I was going to the bathroom like all the time. I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. I'm hydrating. I'm definitely getting hydration now.
Yeah, and that's a
So
clue. I mean, lots of people are drinking water, but if it's not structured water, or let's put it this way, whether we call it structured, unstructured, if it isn't aligned, or maybe let's say if it isn't blessed with energy, if it doesn't match the energy of your own bioenergy field at the cell level, it's like somebody described this last night about why you use a mask and why. Anyway, don't need to. But he described it as like 3 football players trying to get through the door at the same time. So that's exactly what's happening at your cell level with these molecules. If they're not structured, it's like all these water molecules are banging at the cell, but they're not in the right frequency. So the cell doesn't open up and says, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you, I don't know you, and bounces them off. So you're not hydrated. When they're structured, the cell says, oh, yeah, you're at the right frequency, I understand you, opens the cell, it flushes out the toxins, hydrates the cells, and if you blessed it with an intention, it puts the intention into the cellular level. That's where the magic happens.
Right. Okay? Right. Now, Oz says take adrenal cocktail twice a day, which is fresh orange juice, the vitamin C, a 4th teaspoon Himalayan salt, and a 4th teaspoon cream of tartar. No water or anything, Oz? And what is that going to do to our adrenals? Is it going to calm them? Is it going to...
Just before we get on to adrenals, I just want to talk about the water, just to finish that off. Water collects memory. Okay, so brackish water, dark energy water, or brackish water is water that isn't flowing. It's like energy, like water is like the energy, chi energy in your meridians. If your meridians are blocked, you get sick or they clog up. Okay, the meridians of the planet are the water system, right? And it collects all the memory of a consciousness around it. All of the human thought is in the water, right? And so the reason that you structure water, or the reason it goes through what it does in flowing down the stream, is it takes out the memory from the water. You want 0 memory in the water, so when you put in your intention, it's only running that one intention. If you take bottled water off of the shelf in your grocery store, it has the energy of every Tom, Dick, and Harry that passed that water jug, right? All that energy you're drinking, everybody's trauma and thought forms and whatever from that grocery store. That's why you need to clear your energy from the water out and bring it to neutral by putting it through a funnel or blessing it, preferably doing both, so you restructure it. It's to take out the memory, okay? So your memory is the one that you are drinking and revitalizing your cells. Okay, so let's finish off the adrenals, and then we're past the top of the arrow. What was about the adrenals?
She says the balances the electrolytes and gives you energy better than coffee does. It also helps with hydration. When you take sodium and salt, you also need potassium to balance all the processes in your body. That balances the electrolytes and gives you energy better than coffee does, and it also helps with hydration. Sorry, I thought I was somewhere else. Okay, so I read the whole thing now. That's what Oz is saying. So
yeah, one of the things that you can do is we can get a list of the salts in the body that the salts need. And we can also get all of the different adrenal things that we need. And all we have to do is then douse where we are, each person is, we'll teach you how to do that. And then which ones need to be activated. So for example, if we douse, we'll find that there's a gene that we can switch on for vitamin C. I'm not saying don't take vitamin C, but it'd be much better to have your gene switched on for vitamin C. So we can teach you how to do that to make sure that your body has the ability, like your body can do what a wizard can do, and that is it's an advanced in taking the properties of one thing and transmuting it into something else. So it has the ability to transmute one energy form into another energy form. Like you're an amazing biochemical lab that can take anything and transmute it into anything you need. So when we send a command to our body to do this, we're not necessarily relying on things outside of ourselves. So the more we can do this for ourselves to keep ourselves healthy from the inside out, rather from bringing the outside in, the better off we are. I'm not saying don't do these things, but let's test them per person and teach you how to do it. Do I need to take this vitamin or do I need to take that vitamin? And I do this on a weekly basis, Sarah and I do, because our bodies are constantly changing, right? So we have a list. It's a huge list of things we could do. We go through, okay, for this week, what do we need to do? Because
not everyone needs to do it weekly though, because we do it. I believe that we move just a little bit quicker. So like maybe once a month for the average American, don't you think?
It's up to you. I do it weekly. You want to do it monthly, that's fine. You want to be 3 weeks behind, that's okay. No,
where's the best place to get pink salt? That's a question.
Himalayan salt. Any health food store will have Himalayan salt.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that it's actually Himalayan salt and not dyed pink salt.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing about, and that's why you want to douse, because you want to say, is this good Himalayan salt? Yes or no?
Sway.
So this is your body sway. Stand in front of the Himalayan salt, and if you get a yes, buy it, and if you get a no, go find something else.
And Matthew's going to join us for that class on Friday, so he'll learn how to body sway. When you go to the store, if it says I'll do it, sometimes I think, oh, this is perfect, and I'll be like, oh, one more, I'm just gonna body sway, and I'll get no, and I'll be like, really? Okay, and I put it back, and then I'll pick up a different one, and maybe my body just needs that one this week, not that one.
Exactly. And if you're going to go to the health food store, one of the things I do, but I mean Sarah does most of this, but if I'm going to the health food store, I have the very male attitude that's sort of like, we're on a mission. Get in the store, get what you want, and get out as quickly as possible. This is sort of the male way of looking at things. So I want to know, in the health food store, am I going to the back of the store, the left of the store, the right of the store? Is it the top shelf, the middle shelf, the bottom shelf? Where is it on that shelf? Is it in the middle, the side, or whatever? I just go bing, 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 bing. There's the bottle, pull it, buy it. So that's how I attack things. No more reading labels and standing there and trying to figure things out and talking to the lady at the counter and whether this is good or bad. I'm not saying don't do that. I just go for it and go in there, get it, what I need, and get out. But that's me. I'm on a mission.
You want to be a little bit more mindful out there.
Oh, that is being mindful.
That's Tyson's mindfulness.
That's being attuned to my pendulum and trusting my pendulum to give me the information I need for me. All right, we're at the top of the hour.
You're like a bunny. You go fast, fast, fast. We're talking our beautiful people here who need to slow down. It's okay. Take your time.
Oh, all right then. Okay, fine.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for showing up on the show today. If you have any questions, always you can get hold of Laura, email her, ask her all the tough questions, and we'll answer them on the show. Or you can put them in the comments in the Dowsing and Energy Heal Coast Facebook group or on the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy, and we'll make sure that we get all your questions answered. So,
yeah. And my email is soul2soulreadings@gmail.com. And you can
also be in the show notes.
Yep. And you can also go on Facebook.
All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye for now. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
For quality online wellness products, courses, and services, visit our sponsors, thewellnessstore.ca and the Extraordinary Healing Arts Academy located at thewellnessacademy.ca. To stay in touch, visit us at thewellnessshow.ca. And until next time, be healthy, wealthy, and wise.